Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another episode of DanDaDan chapter review. I'm so happy to have this series back. It really just gives me my weekly dose of serotonin. Today we're going over chapter 165, Family Jewels Intact. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss any other DanDaDan reviews or other series you might read weekly, and I'll see you guys in the video. Thank you so much for watching. Unfortunately, this is another in-between arcs chapter. However, this one genuinely has so much meaning behind it and left an impact on me that I'm sad to admit. It really means a lot for the protagonist group in a lot of different ways. If it wasn't for Momo being small, to be honest with you, this seems pretty definitive end. Like, this could be the penultimate or final chapter of DanDaDan and be very sad but fulfilling. Obviously, luckily for us, we still have Count Saint Germain's crazy ass. We've got the concept of DanDaDan as a whole to learn about, making Momo not small, like I mentioned, all that good stuff to look forward to. And like I said, this in-between chapter is a lot of fun because it begins and starts right off with the customary baseball pitch in order to return the last and final golden testicle to Okarune's sack. I have to say, over 165 chapters, plenty of setbacks, regaining the balls, losing the balls, and then regaining them again. It's crazy that we have both of them back. I actually wasn't even aware that we did. So Psycho hits that fucking shit with a crisp home run, this time of all times. Turbo Granny was not able to fool Psycho with her pitching skills this time, and we lose the balls again. Gone forever, restarting the whole cycle. I wish that was the case. I wish I could say that. That would be absolutely hilarious, but they managed to find it, and now Takakura has both of his balls, which never thought I would be so happy for another man to get his testicles back, but Okarune's been through so much hell and has really grown so much over the course of this series. He deserves to have both of his testicles. Unfortunately though, where the sad part of the chapter comes in is we're reminded of the deal we made with Turbo Granny way back in the very beginning of the series. Because if you remember, the whole entire point and reason that Turbo Granny was helping us, if we got both of Takakura's balls back, we would give her all of her power back. Everyone besides Okarune and Momo are kind of freaking out, like Joji, Ira, all of the somewhat newer people are like, what is Okarune gonna do? He's gonna lose his powers. What if an alien comes? How are we gonna defend ourselves? Of course, Okarune, just a stand-up guy, a real man's man. He's a person of his word. Without hesitation, he offers Turbo Granny all of her power back. Regardless of her trying to ignore all of the kindness, Okarune does thank her for everything that she's done. She really has, despite her tsundere attitude, been a great help, and it's going to be a big nerf not having her in the rest of the series. And I'm very curious what you guys are going to think of that going forward. This brings us to the final ritual of the chapter, where Psycho smacks the spirit energy right out of Okarune and right back into Turbo Granny with that spirit fan. I think this moment, the small brief interaction that we get once Turbo Granny regains her power, it's really a beautiful moment, because when the ghastly entity and the power emanates from Turbo Granny as soon as she gets everything back, everyone that isn't familiar with her, like Ira, Senta, all of these newer people that haven't really known Turbo Granny since the beginning, she's just been this annoying cat, are shook. They're like, holy crap, we didn't know that she was this evil, massive ghost, that she was this powerful. And you do kind of forget that, her being in this lucky cat form for literally so long. She really was one of the most powerful yokai in the country, and even the other yokai that we fought so far have been surprised she's been reduced to such a state. All of these characters are like, holy crap, we're scared, she might turn on us, she might betray us. Momo, Okarune, and Psycho are the only ones in the group that are kind of stone cold. They're kind of emotionless, just looking at, I mean, honestly, at this point, what is a full-fledged and longtime friend walk out of the door, because that's exactly what Turbo Granny does. We even get a page that genuinely was so sad to see and like left a heavy weight on my chest, being like, wow, this is really her goodbye. Instead of betraying them and attacking them, and rightfully, she probably could have beat everyone in that moment if she caught them off guard, she says, thank you for giving me my power back. That's all I have to stick around for. And she walks out the door and she waves one final goodbye, and that final page is of that and small Momo looking back at the empty doorway as she disappears. That devious, mean cat is gone. I'll be honest with you, I didn't expect something like this to happen, and yeah, man, it made me sad. It's a sad development. I really became attached to Turbo Granny's dynamic with the group. I'm sure everyone else did, and it makes sense why everyone would be just so upset to actually see her leave and not even be willing to help Momo become big again. Not for nothing, having her as basically our like lexicon of all yokai and all the crazy shit that goes on is going to be a big disadvantage going forward in the series. Like Ira said, if an alien attacks, or worse, if Count Saint Germain starts making his, final moves and it attacks us or something, we definitely can't hold up against him without Turbo Granny, especially with Okaru not having his power. This next arc coming up is going to be a very interesting arc, especially with our two strong characters basically reduced to nothing. It's basically we're gonna have to rely on our side characters now. So let's see how far we've developed them, I guess. I'm sure Turbo Granny is gonna make a big entrance coming back. She talks a big game, but I know she loves us. Anyway, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. What an impactful chapter. And even though it wasn't the start of a next arc, I mean, this, like, again, this could have been finale. Like, it's sad. I'm at a loss for words. So I'll just have to defer to you guys to let me know how to feel. Hit that like button if you haven't already, guys. Subscribe if you want to make sure you don't miss the next DanDaDan review or other series that you may read weekly or monthly. Make sure you check out the main channel for some more polished video essay type content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.